Was at this very moment that I snapped back, realizing that I wasn't on the right track. Had to get my mind right, I was way gone. It ain't play if a nigga can't play, y'all.
Welcome back to the Sabrosa podcast, season 3, episode 2. You already know what time it is. We got Lighthouse in the building.
Yo, what's good, y'all?
I'm excited for today's podcast because I just want to share this with you. Lately we've been pushing a lot of New Jersey artists. It's just the fact that you're from Brooklyn and you're from New York, so it's pretty dope. So we have a New York native today on the Sabrosa podcast.
Another one.
So how are you doing today?
I'm doing amazing. I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so happy that you're here, and we're formally knowing and seeing each other for the second time for me, but for you the first time.
Right.
So I do want to get into how I formally was introduced to you.
Okay.
So just for the listeners, I met Lighthouse not so long ago. Well, I observed him. Let's just say that. I observed him. So I walked into Secret Port in Brooklyn, and you were on the stage performing your Temperance album. I'm not quite sure exactly what song was on, but I was like, I remember I walked in, you was going on the stage, and then I heard the first song, and I'm like, okay, I need to go get a whiskey and ginger ale. Yeah. I was like, I go get a whiskey and ginger ale. I went right back, and I was like, yeah, this is dope. And I sat down and I observed it, and I like what I heard. So I was like, I'm tapped in. I followed you right there when you said your Instagram.
Yes.
I followed you that same day.
Yeah.
So that's how I was introduced to you, and then I don't know how we ended up here, but we did.
We here now.
So I walked in, and I remember seeing you performing, and I was like, who is that? I was like, all right, I'm going to get my Jameson and ginger ale and sit down and enjoy the show, and I did. And then you said your name, and I was like, okay. I looked it up on Instagram, and I found you right away. Because I don't know, there wasn't that many lighthouses, because as soon as you said with a 5, that's what I did. So I was like, all right. But I definitely want to talk about your project, the Temperance project, because initially when I went to go listen to the project, it was only on Bandcamp. Right. So obviously, to do my due diligence for the interview and everything, I went back, and then I saw it was on all platforms. Right. So is there any specific reason why you did that? Like that you decided to share your art? Because I feel like not everybody's going to go to Bandcamp just because you know how people are. Right. So is there any specific reason why you did that?
Yeah. I typically, when I release projects, I like to make money off of them first. Yeah. So I sell physical copies of my music. So I sell CDs, vinyl, start selling tapes, or I'll just sell it digitally from my website. So just to make sure that there's like some incentive to get it, and people don't have to hear it necessarily on the stream platforms. You don't really make money off of that. Right. So once I reach a certain benchmark for where I want to get revenue from the project, then I make it available for everybody. You know So I have a goal, and then, I'll do it. And this was my first time using Bandcamp, so I got to put more stuff on it to really get involved with the Bandcamp community and stuff. But, it's kind of like a headache for people to, like, go on Bandcamp for some reason. Like, people just rather go to, like, the streaming platforms.
Honestly, I didn't even realize how easy, like, how user-friendly it was until I actually used it for, I think it was your project and 2 other projects that I've been on there before for. Right. Because it was only exclusively available there. So how was that experience as a creator, like, dealing with Bandcamp? Do you think that it was easier to use?
It was very easy to use in terms of setting it up and getting everything going. It was easier than I expected. My main concern was just hoping that people wouldn't be discouraged from checking out the project, because it's like an extra step. As you're an aspiring artist, people tend to be like, I don't want to do the extra stuff. But, for the most part, I had a good response, and people was checking it out, and they supported it on there and everything. So it was good. And it's perfect for independent artists, because you could put your music out there, and then they could pick what price they want to pay for it. So I like that part about it.
That's the part that I actually love about it, because I feel like, yes, you, like, artists create music and everything, but I do definitely feel like you all should be paid for the music that you make. Right. And I feel like it is a business at the end of the day, and studio costs money, and all these things that create the music cost money. So it's very important for the artists to get paid, and to get paid what they deserve to get paid.
Right.
Have you ever felt any have you ever experienced like pushback because you sell physical copies first? Like, like an experience of like, oh, I gotta pay for that, now I'm good.
No.
I feel like people will pay for quality.
People pay. I mean, you're gonna sell it to who wants to buy it anyway. Right. So it's like people who are not interested in buying CDs, it's okay. I mean, it'll be available at some point, but I sell my stuff physical for a reason, because I want it to be tangible. Like if they shut down all the streaming platforms, I'm not going to have, no, like there wouldn't be no music. But if you have a CD and someone has
you got a vinyl, you got a player, you can
play it. I'm still buying vinyl. So, having tangible art is very important.
Yeah, actually, I recently started I don't have like a major collection yet, but I started collecting vinyls recently. And, I've always loved music, hence why I do this. I've always liked quality sound.
Right.
And it was weird because I never owned the vinyl. Right. I've heard them in studios, but I've never owned my own.
Right.
So now that I have my own and I hear them, it's like aesthetically pleasing. I don't know. It's like just to take the vinyl out. And, this vinyl is like super old, and then you just put it on my like brand new player from like modern times. Like this was played on probably like a really vintage player. It's just like the story behind it is more, the history is like more what I'm interested in. But that's just what it is. And talking about vinyls, talking about aesthetics, listening to Temperance, I felt very aesthetic. It was very pleasing to listen to. My direct feedback was there were a lot of different perspectives on this. And from my perspective, I feel that you were telling different stories. For example, in your song, The Poison Decisions, I listened to the song, and then I already had my own perspective on it, which was, just, these decisions that we make when we're under the influence, or when we're influenced in general, or we're just under, like, we just make bad judgment calls in life sometimes, right? But then watching the visual to that song, it kind of like brought it together, right? So tell us a little bit about like that journey, because I feel like that right there was like a major staple in like that time that you were going through. So, and I just feel like, how was it creating that, right? You created like such a great song out of like a hard time. So like, how was that for you? Like, was that easy, or was it like, did it take you some time to create it? Like, so how was that?
How the whole project came to be, like, I had the last song on the project called Viceroy was actually a song that was going to be on another project that I didn't get to put out. And I was playing it one time, and then my lady at the time, she heard it, and she was like, yo, you should actually use it. You should listen to what you're saying and like live by that. You know what I mean? You're talking about being better and not drinking. You should actually listen to your words. And now at that time, I was looking for a concept to like create a project, and I needed to like link everything up. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just make a whole project about trying to reach sobriety. I like to make conceptual albums where they're tied to one concept and just explore different perspectives within that central concept. So this one was just about drinking. So each song on the project is about a different perspective.
Literally, that's my perspective.
But like, it comes cohesively. So it's like, it starts off where I'm wilding, and then it gets to a point where I have, self-actualization, and just realizing that I got to do better for myself, because I feel like with music, I wanted this one to be sort of like a mantra where I'm saying things, and once you repeat it, it actually starts to become magic, where you actually start living it, So that was the emphasis behind it. So when it came to Poison Decisions, the beat just spoke to me, and it's just like the words. I don't like to say this, I didn't write it, but like, I did write, you know what I'm saying, but the initial lyrics just came to me. I just put the beat on and just recorded, and then the first like 8 bars came to me, and then I had to write the rest of it because I had like a good idea of where I wanted to go with the song.
Yeah, and then you write and you well, on this project we had a conversation that you didn't make the beats for this project. You work with other
I made
composers,
like
right?
I only made like two beats on this project.
That's cool though. So you write, you make beats, and I did hear the presence of the saxophone very present.
Oh, well,
there's some saxophones.
Yeah, there's some saxophone samples in there.
Yeah, I heard a couple. Because I'm like a saxophone like maniac. So when I hear them, I'm like, they're using saxophones, they're using snares, they're using 808s. Oh snap! So like I hear it. So I appreciated that, and I definitely appreciated. I'll share. Since you're sharing, I'll share. I appreciated temperance and just the different perspectives with alcoholism because, I had my own experience with alcohol, and I made bad decisions too, and I stopped drinking in my early 20s, like mid 20s, because of that. Because I was like, yo, I don't even like what I'm doing when I'm drinking. So listening to that, it was like nostalgic in a way for me because I was like, damn, I wasn't the only person like feeling like that. And I also overcame like those bad decisions because sometimes, right, like our bad decisions aren't like don't define us. It's what we do when we're in certain circumstances, right? That determines who we are. Like, what they say, like pressure makes diamonds. Like it's cheesy, but it's the truth. Like, who are you when like everyone, like who are we when we're not performing for others? Right. And that's how I feel. I feel like sometimes when we're in this altered state of mind, we're almost another version of our true selves.
Absolutely.
It's almost like that's who we are when our mask is off. And that shit is scary sometimes to look at.
For sure.
Yeah, so
that's what it was for me. It was like I was drinking every day. Like it started with the pandemic. Like when we was locked,
that didn't make it easy.
It was locked down. It was just like, come on, man. We can't go outside. You can't be more than 10 people. It was too much. So
like, I
just had a party every day. That's why I did it.
I
got with my tequila and I just was going in. And then I just realized, like, your body starts to suffer as a result of it. So not having enough energy, putting on more weight because I like margaritas and all that sugar just had
That's actually my preference, tequila or whiskey.
Yeah. I started out with whiskey, but the whiskey was too strong. Like the whiskey I was getting was like heavy duty. So it was feeling like my insides was getting ripped up. Pause. You know what I'm saying? So, I just had to make the switch to tequila, which was a little bit easier. And,
I mean, we're adults. Having a drink here and there is cool, but like the excessive, the like every weekend.
I was
ODing
like though. I was like 3 bottles a week, like wilding. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then if you can go back, everything's probably like a blur.
And I was disrespectful to people. I was saying wild shit on like social. I could curse.
Yeah.
Okay, I was saying wild shit on social media and stuff. So I just was like, nah, this ain't me. It's not good for the brand.
Yeah.
I just gotta take it easy. So I just figured, like, let me make something that's going to be like my audio medicine that's going to help me and perhaps help other people overcome that ailment, that affliction.
Yeah, sometimes we go through things and we're not even going through it necessarily for ourselves. It's sometimes like we ignite something in other people and we don't even know it.
For sure.
That happens a lot. Like people get inspired by other people all the time, and you just we do things for ourselves, but you just don't know. But it is what it is. But I'm glad. I mean, I'm not glad that happened, but I'm glad that brought this work.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy for it. It's like I lived, and it was a lesson to be learned from it. I got to see how far low I could go with the shit. You know what I'm saying? So. I made it out of it. Like currently I'm not drinking. Like I'm trying to lose weight. I'm getting my body right. My health is
on that wellness journey. Same. I've literally, I don't really drink. Danny's my witness, right? Danny, I don't even like, we go anywhere. I'm like, bro, ginger ale. That's it. Just a ginger ale.
I do seltzer water. And
or like water. Yeah. Like, I don't like being hungover or anything. And now I'm like back in the gym. Yeah, I've been like in the gym. I'm trying to like lose weight because I really don't want to get a lipo. I'm gonna be honest. I don't want to be one of those girls that just gives in and gets a lipo. I feel like I want to embrace my natural curves and my stretch marks and whatever the case, at all that I have. I want, and then whoever's gonna love me, they're gonna love it.
That's right. That's
That's it.
That's right. That's right.
I don't want to do the things that destroy me. Destroy my sense of self, you know. I felt like I needed it in order to be happy, and that was a problem. Yeah, it was at this very moment that I snapped back, realizing that I wasn't on the right track. Had to get my mind right, I was way gone. It ain't play if a nigga can't play, y'all. It took getting sick to spark the catalyst. Had to dig deep within for some self-analysis. How I'm supposed to carry this, knowing that I'm growing in age. I should be chilling at the stage, staying out of the way. But I'm drinking every night with the homies, ignoring everything about health my mama taught me. I was dining out instead of going get groceries. Living extreme, needed a drink, started feeling like a fiend. Something had to give, had to break the routine. Being drunk all the time isn't suited for a king, especially when you the illest nigga on the scene. It's only right to stay alive, gotta do it for the team. So beautiful, Lord, it's so beautiful. I can finally see clearly now. Yeah, it's so beautiful, so beautiful. Yeah, it's so beautiful. My soul is feeling lighter now. You know what?
Welcome back, everybody. All right, so let's just get right back into it. Slick Records.
Yes.
I love the name, by the way.
Appreciate that.
It's so cool. It's with a Q-U-E. S-L-I-Q-U-E. Yeah. So Slick Records. Tell us a little bit about Slick Records. I did go on the site. I did see that you have two female artists.
Yes.
B Nova, and Courtney Berry.
Yep.
All right. So tell us a little bit about that. Like, how did this come about? How come you went with signing female artists versus male artists? Did it just like coincidence? Like,
yes. So B Nova is one of my best friends, and me and her had went to Philly one day to go to a shooting range and whatnot. And on our way back,
that was cool.
Yeah, on our way back,
that sounds like a fun day.
Yeah, we went to the shooting range and we went to the Reading Market and bought some food, and then we drove back to New York. But I was playing some of my beats in the car, and she started freestyling. I was like, "Yo." Where that come from?
Be like that. Tell me no. It literally be like that.
It was like that. So I'm playing. I'm like, yo, where that come from? So I sent her the beat, and I was like, see if you can write something to it. So she wrote something to it. She came to my crib later on in the week, in the middle of the week, and she recorded, and it literally was like 4 takes. She did the whole shit her first time recording, and it
natural.
Yo, it sounded
crazy.
Good. And I was like, oh, shit, this is fire. I was like, how do you feel about it? She was like, I like it. She was excited. I was like, play it for people, you know? Mm-hmm. So she was playing for people. They was feeling it. Mm-hmm. And it put the bug in her back, or battery in her back, rather. And she was like, yo, I want to do it. So I started sending her more beats, and she started rhyming to them. She was always good at poetry, but she didn't know that she could do poetry with music and actually rap. So once we had stuff going, I've always been the type to be like on the executive side. I always wanted to have my own record company from when I was little, like, being inspired by Berry Gordy and like Puffy, Master P, and all of them. So I was like, you know what? I want to organize my music and do it professionally. I'm going to start a record company. And it's happened in 2018. So, we just got started, signed her, and then we just put out an album. And we was working on singles. We did some videos and stuff, got some shows and everything. And it's just been cool from there. As far as Courtney goes, when I was younger, me and Nova was actually performing at a spot. And Courtney came in there and she actually sung Killing Me Softly. and she like blew everybody away. So me and Nova looked at each other. Me and Nova looked at each other and was like, "Yo, we need to fuck with her because she could sing." And so the respect was mutual because Courtney saw us performing, and she said to herself, "She's like, yo, I want to be with them. I like the way they move. I like the way they professionalism is." So we exchanged numbers and everything. And like, she would hit me up and she was like, I was want to record and stuff, but like I had a lot going on at the time. But then one day she had posted a picture of a friend who had passed away, and I happened to know that friend. Him and I used to intern or work at Star Trek with Pharrell and whatnot. So I was like, yo, you know Day Day? She was like, yeah. She was like, that's my best friend. I was like, that's my man. I was like, oh, nah, you got to come to the studio. So she came to the studio. I was working on like a EP that I wrote when I was out in Cuba. I like took some beats out with me, and I was on the beach just writing, to it. And then I came back and I just put on a hook, and then I just been putting on songs and everything. And then we just started doing the project, and I signed her, and the rest is history. Now, as far as women, that was a part of your question.
That is my question. It is Women's Month.
Yeah, I just feel like for me, a part of my producer ethos is that I wanted to I had like I love the pairings between like male producer and female artists, but I always hated when they became like relationships and then the relationship got fucked up.
Look at London on the Track and Summer Walker.
Yeah, you don't get that music that you fell in love with. You know what I'm saying?
Great music.
Right.
And
then
everything stopped. Like, why?
So when I started my label, I was like, listen, whenever I do that, I don't have no romantic relationship with my female artists. I want them to just be able to come through to the studio, do their thing, and feel, uninterrupted, unbothered, unmolested, just there to do their thing. You know what I mean? Women have something to say. Women have something to offer, music-wise, creative-wise. And I just wanted to create a safe space for women to come through and do their thing. You know what I'm saying? No matter what it is, what they want to talk about, just pull up and you don't got to worry about nothing. You know what I'm saying? And that's just essentially what it is. I tried to work with male artists, but sometimes, I'm very like vision driven and I know what I want, and I've worked in the music industry, so I know what it takes. And sometimes there's a clash of egos, and, it's unfortunate, but, I'll be saying like, you got to do this. Like I run a record company, so I know what it takes, so sometimes people don't want to listen like that.
And that's very true. I talk a lot about that on my episodes, about creating. I interview artists that have created in groups versus by themselves, right? And that is a question that I always ask, like, how was it creating, by yourself versus in a room full of men? Because regardlessly, just like women are catty, men have really big egos. Yeah. So it's not easy. As a woman, like just stepping into a male space is not easy for me. So I can only imagine like men on men. Like it's just like, it's like that competition factor, no matter what, like that ego factor, like I'm better than you or whatever. Even if people don't see it, but it's still there.
Right. And it's not to say that like I don't get along with men or all men.
Yeah, no,
like
I'm not
that.
saying that either.
Yeah, I'm just saying like in certain situations, like I have a lot of successful music and business ventures with men. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, sometimes when I put my stamp on it, like when I'm trying to make sure that the quality is good, sometimes people want to cut corners or they got these ideas for things. And, you got to take that into consideration too, like what the artist wants to do. But sometimes like the vision don't really rise to my standards for my company. So it's just like, listen, hey, bro, we ain't doing it like that. You know what I'm saying? But, with that, you grow and you do learn to take on what other people have to offer too, because it's not my project really. I'm just directing the vision. So I also like to give artists creative license to express themselves, not just push them in the right direction.
Yeah, because I mean, as in the business side of it, and the owner of a label, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to, kind of like direct your artist. I feel as though if I was an artist, I'm looking at you for direction or for guidance to what I'm supposed to be doing. I mean, I should know But you know what I mean? Like there has to be like you're like big brother kind of, you know. Like you have to be pushing the artist. But you said that you already worked in the music industry, and so how was that compared to running your own company, your own label?
Well, when I was working in the music industry, it was really like as an apprentice with my mentor. His name was Ice Pick J Jackson. He was A&R for Rough Riders. He was partly responsible for like DMX, Eve, Locks, that success, as well as like other stuff too. So for me, it was just like a journey of just paying attention and seeing how people move, how the business works on the inside, how projects get done, how beats are selected for artists. You know, he had a website. We had a website called So Raspy for Jadakiss, and I used to moderate it and everything. So just being close to it, I was able to observe a lot. You know, I never put forward that I did music. It was always just, I'm gonna be a student. I want to be the fly on the wall. I've been around conversations about this project. I know a lot of stuff that happens, you know, like behind the scenes and stuff. And I wanted to take that information and those experiences and give it to aspiring artists, you know, so that they can make better choices musically in their pursuit of, you know, professional success, you know.
And that's what it should be about, like, you know, paying that forward. I feel like there's a lot of gatekeeping in the spaces that we're in, and like it shouldn't always be that way, because there's room for everyone.
There really is. And it's like the gatekeeping, I feel, is making things whack, because everyone is kind of like trying to appeal to a bottom line,
right?
And it's like, you know, people, I don't know, sometimes I feel like people do music for the wrong reason, and then there's like trying to do music that might reach success, and you trying to sound like other people,
right?
Or you giving people what you think is going to work because it's worked for. But it's like, I think music has gotten to a place where it's curated in a certain point where we losing our creativity and no one's taking chances.
Exactly. So with that being said, do you sometimes feel like when you're gonna go create, like, I don't want to like misconstrue what I'm trying to say, but like, do you feel like sometimes like you're like, yo, should I just make that drill song? Should I just do this other thing that's lit right now? Or should I just stick to the vision that I got going on? Like, do you ever feel that urge to just make or whatever song that you know it could possibly like go viral just because it's what's in? Do you ever feel that?
As a music producer, I always try to like make certain beats and stuff, you know, like, but I never really try to chase the new stuff like that.
I respect that.
Maybe I'll try to interpolate or experiment with it, but never switching lanes like that crazy. Like, I'm 40, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to do that. The dances is too high speed for me anyway. You know what I'm saying? I love the sturdy dances, but I'm not going to do that.
I cannot get sturdy.
I will look so crazy. I will look so.
My knees will survive.
I will look so crazy trying to get sturdy. I love and respect that. That's what the youth do, and I love their expression and everything. But I'm like a boom bap smooth type of artist. I like smooth jazzy beats and shit. So I do that. You know what I'm saying?
You're yourself.
Yeah, I'm just myself.
And that's appreciated, and that's why we're sitting here today.
Yeah, I just want to be myself. I don't want to be no one else. I don't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, I don't want to.
You can.
Yeah, and I don't. I don't want to be no one else but myself. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to jump on no one's leg, because it's not going to work for me. It's going to sound contrived, and people, my fan base is going to be like, "Son, what are you doing?" You know what I mean?
Like, what's going on?
You know, or
I saw you perform twice. I saw you at the what's it called? The Chinatown Sounds event.
Okay, I didn't perform.
I don't know if you performed there, but I saw you there.
I was there.
Yeah. So there, that's crazy, yo. You see, it'd be crazy, like the same spaces, but yeah, man. Like, that was deep, yo. The gatekeeping shit, like,
we gotta stop that. You gotta share the information, you know.
And that's what it's about. And like, I always, if people reach out to me and they tell me, yo, I want to start a pod. Like, how can I get my pod, like, out there? Like, what, you know? I don't have anything against giving people the information, but I'm not going to give you so much. I'm just going to give you a couple things. See if you do it. If I see that you're applying it, then I got you. But if I just see that you're just trying to inquire, you're not really doing nothing with it.
There's a lot of that. There's a lot of people who will just ask you.
I can't really like help you.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who's going to ask you questions. They're going to ask you mad questions like, yo, how you do this? Or what do I need to do this? And it's like you tell them. Yeah. It's like they don't ever do nothing. And it's like every time they see you, they just asking you the same questions. Like, yo, get out of here, man.
And then there's a lot of like people want like that instant gratification, right? Like they want to, let's say, record content today. They want to post it on YouTube and get like 50K views tomorrow. Like, no, that's not the way this works.
Work like that.
You got to do this regardlessly. You get 0 views or 1 view. Because I've like, for example, I've been podcasting for 5 years. First time I ever wanted to get my podcast professionally recorded, I came to Books. Books is my witness. I came to Books.
Another
Books
one.
Isn't even Books is like, what, a podcast? I've never done it. Let's do it.
Right.
I came to him with this crazy idea. I said, yo, Books, I know you only do music.
Right.
I know this is ridiculous. I'm asking you to record a whole hour. And he's like, let me see what she's good. Whatever. I showed him the stuff that I was doing on my cell phone. Books is my witness. I was recording on my phone and editing the pod on my phone. And he's like, nah, yo, we gotta fix this. Danny was there. Yo, sometimes you just gotta have $1 and a fucking drink.
That's a fact. That's another one. Word up.
And like 5 years later, here we are. I'm talking to dope artists. I'm interviewing people. People are interested. People are engaged. You know, like it's not like mad viewers, but you know, we're growing. And it's just like I appreciate every single moment. Even like the moment when I had to edit on my old phone. Like, oh shit. Yeah. You know, I just feel like the process is like it gets lost. And I feel like sometimes when people make it to a certain level, they just forget like the process of it, and they just like, it is what it is. But let's talk about a little bit of what's coming next for you. Like, do you have any projects coming out in this year, or are you working on something else?
Yeah, I'm working on a new project. I haven't decided what the focus is, but I want to drop some singles, you know.
Some like EPs and stuff?
Yeah, some EPs, just to put some music out, just to stay consistent and fresh in people's minds, do some music videos and stuff. Like, I took a whole year to do Temperance, you know, so I don't want to starve out my fans like that, or people who like my music. I want to just constantly hit them with stuff. I got a new song about to come out called Beta. And that's going to be real interesting. And
it's gonna be real interesting.
Yeah. It's funny.
That smile said it all.
Yeah. I can't wait for y'all to check that out. And just doing stuff, working on new music with Courtney Berry. Nova's actually filming like a mini series called Cork and Curated. Okay. It's about like, you know, spirits and alcohol stuff. But you know, she's doing her thing. It's like, you know, it's not gonna get me back on the wagon like that. You know what I'm saying? But we you know, she's doing her thing with that and everything. And we still doing music and everything. And we just staying busy, we working. You know,
that's what it's about. Just do you want to sign any more artists? Like, are you looking for more artists?
Hell yeah, I would love to sign artists.
If somebody's watching this, you know, they're like, yo, what's up? I'm trying to be on Slick Records too. Like, what's up?
Yeah, you could
what I gotta do?
You could follow us on Slick Records, at Slick Records on Instagram, and send me some music. If it's dope, we'll see what's up. We'll see how we can help you. You know what I'm saying? Get to your next level, whether it's consulting or, you know, doing a one-off project, you know, make it right.
So I read that your favorite musical hero is Michael Jackson.
One of them, yeah. One of them. I would say that to be to be
I want to say me too.
An entertainer, like to want to like perform. I feel like Michael Jackson was the first person that made me say like, damn, I want to do that. Like, just the way he commanded the audience and shit. Way he moved. I used to want to do that. Like, I had Moonwalker. You remember that movie?
Moonwalker, yes.
Yeah. Yo, funny story, right? I was dating this girl one time, right? And this is when Netflix had the CDs, the DVDs.
Ooh, that's when you had to go get the thing at the machine.
No, that was Redbox.
Oh, they used to mail it to you.
Mail it to you.
Okay.
So
Damn.
I ordered this shit, right? Old. And Shorty ain't seen Moonwalker. I was like, first of all, that's weird, right? So she ain't seen Moonwalker.
You're like, gotta
get this shit. We watch it. I'm excited because I ain't seen this shit since I was a kid. So at the end of the movie, she like, yeah, I don't get it. That shit was whack. I was like, what?
You were like,
I broke up with her a week later. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, it didn't work out.
It was another that serious one. About Mike, man. I broke up with her. Yeah, she had to go.
She had
another one.
If you watching this, you shouldn't have never said
another
that.
One.
Probably
another one.
Yeah, well, whatever. Should have never said that. You know
She's probably like, damn, the one that got away.
Yeah, man. Look at me now. You know what I'm saying? Word up. Look at me now. You know? But yeah, Mike was one of my inspirations. On a rap level, what got me to want to rap, it was Mace and Cannabis.
Oof, Mace and Cannabis.
Yeah.
That's serious.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
So what happened was...
like, that's serious.
I'll explain
Harlem Cats.
I'll explain it. Right. So when I was young, me and my moms used to be in Harlem a lot. And Mace used to come to the Mart 125, which is across the street from the Apollo. And I remember he came in right at the height of his success, and he had a Rolex on with diamonds in it. And I was like, damn, I want one of those shits. And he used to talk to me, and like, you know, I used to tell him I wanted to rap and stuff. He used to be encouraging and shit like that. So I was like, yeah. And then listening to Clue mixtapes, I remember Cannabis had this freestyle that was crazy. He said, I speak in frequencies dogs that have trouble hearing. Cannabis is the lyrical version of German engineering. Raw metaphors keep me high for months. I fly around the earth twice without refueling.
That's all
once.
it took.
I was like, what?
Damn, you were like,
who says that?
Run that shit back.
Yeah.
Another one.
Right, and I actually had the mixed tape, the actual cassette tape like that. You know what I mean?
Blasting that shit in your room.
Yo, and my Walkman, everything. You know what I'm saying? So those, and then really what it was is that I started rapping because I wanted to make beats, and I didn't have no money for equipment, and I didn't know how to get to it. So I felt like if I would rap and get nice enough, I would be in the studio where I have access to this shit. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't get to start making beats until like 2002. So, yeah.
Why don't you show me that you care? Why don't you show me that you care?
Yeah, I ain't one of these niggas asking women to go to dinner, splitting the tab with them as soon as the entree's finished. You fucking with a winner, got tickets to Lincoln Center, got everything lined up, enjoy the vibes for the night's done. Had you in my sights since a little nigga. Ever since I started building with you, you smiling more. I could feel the difference. You acting less resistant. Said you needed real commitment, and you like how I'm consistent. When I kissed the kitty, had you drippy in the backseat. I might never walk away from pussy tasting that sweet. These niggas like chilling with the bros. I like bringing you a rose. See what's underneath them clothes.
Why don't you show me that you care? Why don't you show me that you care?
Check it out. I'ma make it do what it do, how I do, when I do what I do, whenever I'm fucking with you, kid. We exclusive. I used to be elusive. I clipped a lot of broads for.
So you produce a podcast, Wrist Check?
Yes, I do.
How's that?
I'm a co-producer of Wrist Check podcast. It's very fun, very informative. When I got into it, my friend, one of the hosts, his name is Perry. He asked me to just come in and like kind of help with the aesthetics of it, how it looks and all of that. So I designed that, and you know, we interview people about their watches. We just did a episode at Sotheby's with Alex Todd, who sources watches for Jay-Z and Kevin Hart and all these, you know, elite celebrities.
Yeah, they're into
stuff.
watches for sure.
Yeah, so that was cool. And it's just been fun. Like, you know, I've built my collection. I have about like 8 watches now. You know what I mean? So within the last year, I've just been buying watches. So
do you feel that the pod has influenced your recent purchases?
Of course, like, learning, you get to learn about different complications and movements and, like, styles and aesthetics of watches and all this stuff. So I've been, like, figuring out what works for me.
What's your favorite thing about your favorite watch?
I like watches that I don't know. I just like the way they look. My thing is all about aesthetics. So if it looks good, I like it.
I'm an aesthetic girl, so I'm like big on like the way things look.
Right.
Because if not, I don't want to be bothered with it.
Yeah. I feel you.
It's either hit or miss.
I feel you.
So that's cool. So if there's nothing specific that like, do you like numbers on there? Like I think it's like numbers, or like they have like different indicators, or like the little like. Is there anything that stands out when you see a watch?
Oh,
gold or silver?
It really doesn't matter. It's just like this one I have is
what do you have on right now?
It's an Orient and it's an open heart, so you get to see like the mechanism within it, like ticking and whatnot. I'll show it to you afterwards.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But
Fancy.
yeah, but then I have one that I designed that has like a there's a Audemars Piguet watch called the Royal Oak, and then when you modify it with a Casio G-Shock, you could take the G-Shock face out of it, and then you put the Casio strap on it, and then it's called a Casio. You know what I mean? So that one I designed myself, and it's an iridescent dial joint. So I'll send you pictures of it.
Oh, I definitely gotta check it out.
Word.
I know nothing. I know nothing about watches, but I'm always down to learn.
Yeah, definitely check out Wrist Check Podcast. You know what
I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check out the Wrist Check Podcast, and that's not the only thing that you produce.
Yeah,
you produce beats.
I produce
music. You produce music.
I executive produce projects. You know what I'm saying?
Like you're like a whole one-stop shop going on.
Yeah.
You're like a whole walking.
It's a part of
corporation.
It's a part of all of the things that I've learned from working in the industry, and I'm classically trained. I went to SUNY Purchase College, and I got a degree in studio production.
Okay.
So I was around music all through, that time in college, and it's just all the stuff when I was trying to pursue my career right after college. Trying to get a music video done was too expensive, so I had to learn how to shoot my own videos.
You do a really good job on your visuals. I just want to tell you that.
Appreciate it.
Because I saw all of them, and I'm like, wow. They all look like, yes, they're music videos, granted, right?
Yes.
But they have like a short film energy to them, and they have treatments, all the generic stuff, but I just like, I can tell like there's a story, like a script being written for it, right? Like Stay True, I saw that one. I told you the Poison Decisions was dope. There's a couple of them that I was like, yo, these videos are actually very well done.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, for the most part, I didn't edit Poison Decisions. The director did that, but for the most part, all my other videos I pretty much did them. I edited them.
I saw them all.
Oh, awesome!
Yeah, I like them all. Like them all. That's what I'm telling you. I saw them all, and I liked them all, and I definitely wanted to bring that up and give you your flowers, because I could tell that not everybody's visuals look. I'm not saying that not everybody's look good, but there's room for improvement, right? And I can tell like that you are involved with it. Yeah. Because it's everything. Like, there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah.
And then now talking to you and knowing the background, now I can tell why.
Yes. I'm very big on quality. It got to look professional, because then you're eliminating disclaimers and people just like shutting you out. You only get one time to make a first impression. So if you seeing my video for the first time, I want you to be like, yo, that was actually fire. You know what I mean? So I put a lot of time and effort into making sure that the video looks good. Yeah.
No, it does look good. And I definitely want to thank you for coming here today and like blessing us with your presence, and like just talking to me about yourself, and like me just having the opportunity to get to know you as an individual, not just as an artist. Do you have any other hobbies obviously besides all things music related? And
music is everything.
But do you have anything else that you like to do that's like maybe no one knows? Like, do you paint? Like, I don't know.
I'll tell you what I do. All right, so my latest thing, right?
Okay.
Is I like audiobooks. But
okay.
I like listening to audiobooks about music people, like jazz musicians.
Okay.
Like
just untold stories or something.
Just like their memoir. Like I just listened to L.A. Reid's memoir. Okay. I listened to one for Herbie Hancock. I listened to the Rick Ross one, the Little Boosie book.
Yeah.
Like I'm just into musicians, like autobiographies and shit.
Yeah.
And then my other hobby is like traveling and looking for vinyl and like albums on CDs and cassettes.
Okay. I was so just like collectibles?
Yeah, I like going to different record stores in different states.
To like dive?
Yeah, digging like the crates and stuff and find things to come back home and chop up and sample.
I'm literally telling you that's like been my like lately. I've gone to a couple record stores recently that I didn't even know existed in Jersey because I told you I'm trying to start a collection. Oh. And I'm just like, we
gotta go digging sometime.
Yeah, let's go. It's so fun.
Yeah. Because you're gonna find out. You're gonna find out like the things that you're interested in. And like you got to have like a good like record player though. Like I'm gonna get you right.
Yeah. I probably have like a regular compared to
you gotta have because like
you tell me what I got going.
Yeah, you gotta have good good speakers. Just because you want to feel the warmth. The music's gonna sound so much better. It sounds better than digital because
you gotta set like a vibe. So
it's like it's analog, you know, and even the stuff. Even when you hear like contemporary music on vinyl, it still sounds good. So warmth to it, you know what I mean? That you don't get. You get super clean fidelity when you listening to like streaming platforms and stuff like that. But vinyl give you something different, you know? So yeah, we're gonna get right.
All right. Yeah. What are some goals that you have like for your brand for the future?
My goal is just to get more eyes and ears on it, you know? I do it just for that. I just want people in other countries to hear my music.
Global. You know? To go global, I tweeted this today.
Yeah.
To go global, you have to think global, people.
Yes. I've made connections in other countries.
It's true.
I've sold CDs in Japan, Brazil.
Wow, that's big.
Yeah, London, Canada. Someone bought something in Ghana. And yeah, that's it so far. And I think Germany.
That's cool.
Yeah, but I just wanted to keep it going. I want people to buy shit all over the planet. You know what I mean?
Yep, so that's what it's about. It's about creating. Because honestly, we would like you probably face like receiving support from someone like a total stranger. You didn't even know that they even knew about your music. Usually, support comes from people that we don't.
That's what I look for. Like,
right?
I'll go to a whole like if I got a show, I'll put it up on my page and be like, you know. Y'all can come out to it, and if people choose to, they choose to. It's cool. But if they don't, I don't even trip over it. People know me. The people that know me know I've been doing this shit for a long time. You know what I'm saying? They probably seen me before. You know, it's like you grew up with me, older, whatever. But when I go places, I try to give a dynamic performance to make new fans or make new connections with people. Like you see how you walked in and just we ain't know each other. You know what I'm saying? You from Jersey, I'm from New York.
Yeah,
and there was a connection that was made there. So every time I go out, I try to make that connection so I can make new fans. And that's where your fans lie, you know? And then how it works with music is if you leave and you conquer outside and everyone else fuck with you, then you come home and you get a parade. You know what I mean? Then everyone celebrates you. You know what I mean? But you gotta slay the dragon outside of your town.
It's true. Literally, that's what you gotta do. Like literally, because there's just so much more out there.
There is.
And like people, that's the thing. You got to think bigger. People, you like.
Absolutely.
It's okay to be comfortable, but sometimes we need to get uncomfortable.
Yeah. Like
to get where we're going.
I went out to Houston, Texas. Just like I had a meeting out there. But when I was out there, I took some CDs with me. And I just went. They actually have mad mom and pop stores that sell records and stuff. So I went some of my CDs. I got a barcode on them. I'm like, listen. I only got a couple, but if someone spends over $50 with you, just give them a CD and give me a call and let me know. And if people give you feedback and you want more, I'll send you more and try to make consignment situations so that I have places, actual physical locations where I could send my music and they could, give me some bread. We could break bread.
I like that though because it's actually like a physical copy that's attained. Like you can feel it. It's like you have something in your hand.
I'm gonna send you one too. I should have bought some seeds.
No, it's okay.
But I'm gonna send you one just so you have one for yourself. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Word up.
I'm gonna add it to my collection.
No doubt.
My growing collection.
No question. No question.
All right, so I'm gonna hold you to that. We're gonna go record diving, and I'm gonna add a new tape to my collection.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know. I'm just kind of at all with everything going on with the podcast. Like talking to you today, kind of like just like everything's been moving like so fast for me lately, and I'm just like absorbing it right now.
That's dope. I'm really happy for you. I'm happy that you say you've been doing it for 5 years.
5 years, yeah. But I've been putting the overdrive in the past year or so.
Okay.
I've been podcasting for 5 years, but I was kind of dipping and dabbing. Like I would just kind of do it when I had time. And like in the past year, I kind of just said, yo, like I really want to do this shit for, like, I really want to like do it every week and like be consistent with it. I felt like I was just in a space, like, I don't know. I kind of felt like I had like writer's block or something going on. Like I wasn't really as focused as I should have been. But then I don't know, something just clicked one day. I was like, yo, this is what I want to do. Like I know this is what I want to do. I got to make time for what I want to do.
Yeah. I would say my suggestion is just keep on doing it. Don't stop. Every week, just keep on hitting people. Just that's what reward you get rewarded for consistency in this game. Like we was doing our podcast for like about a year and change, and like every week we never stopped, and like now it's starting to pick up. So success rewards the consistent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So stay consistent, even when you don't feel like it. Just do it. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing that sometimes I feel like I'm not doing enough, right? And then I'll sit down and I'll just like scroll and I'll be like, yo, but I posted like 4 reels this week. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, yo, like, nah, I did do enough. Like sometimes we gotta check ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's gonna feed you eventually. You just gotta keep on watering the plant. It's like a seed you plant, and you just keep watering it, and it's gonna grow. But before you know it, you gonna be like, people gonna be like, yo, I want to get on there. I want you to put something right here, you know, product placement. Like, listen, that's gonna cost a couple stiffs. I need some stiffs for that, you know what I mean?
Listen, I hopefully I do this because I really like. I genuinely love it. I've always, you know, I created the show because I love shows like Rhapsody Basement. You know, I love people like Angie Martinez. I've studied like Wendy Williams, like all these different like personalities, and I've just like, you know, Tig, AJ and Free, like all this stuff like I just grew up on, like, and I'm just like, yo, like I want to create my own of that, like, you know, and like
you creating it. The vibe here is incredible. Your crew is official.
Thank you.
I love the energy in here. Like I would highly recommend anyone, if you're serious, definitely come.
Thank you for being here. I appreciate you so much. I feel like nothing happens for like by mistake. Right. I feel like we cross paths for a reason. Yes. So we are now locked in. We are now friends. Yeah. So, you know, you can hit me whenever, whatever. If I'm in Brooklyn, I'm calling you. Yo, what you doing?
Oh yeah, I got the spots. You can definitely pull up. Yeah.
We outside. Yeah, where we going? Yeah. I ain't from here, so where we going?
No. I could take you around. I could show you around.
But yeah, I do want to end with like, what is some advice that you would give to anyone getting into this space, trying to, you know, create content or make music or just start? What advice would you give them?
Be yourself, and the question you have to ask in order to be yourself is, who do you want to empower with your art? Like me, I want the man who feels like, you know, no one's paying attention to him to feel empowered, and for the women who want to be respected to be empowered. So I make music that speaks to them. That's my audience. That defines who my audience is. So I just stick to that. That resonates well with me, who I am, even though I'm putting on the face as Lighthouse. I'm you know, that's my persona. That's the messaging I want to push through that persona, and I just stick to it. You know, there's no amount of money. I've seen people with money. I've been around millionaires. I know what that life is like. It's cool, but I don't want to compromise myself in order to get that, you know. So Just stay who you are. You know what I'm saying? Do the music that you like. Don't do the music you think people like. Do the shit that you like to do. And there's like, what, 8 billion people on this planet? You will find 10,000 people that like your music somewhere. You just got to stay consistent till they find you. And you just got to engage with them. Talk to the people. You know, somebody like your picture or somebody comment, write them back. Thank you. I appreciate you. You know, send messages to people, you know, and like, it's like you really like a pastor or like a messenger, you know what I'm saying? You spreading your own gospel in a sense. Yep. So if you got people that believe in you, you know, interact with them. Don't get to this thing where you act in Hollywood and act too fly. You know what I'm saying? Like, we entertainers at the end of the day, and we're entertaining people, and it should be viewed like that, with that type of professionalism.
Gotta be humble. Gotta be humble.
Yeah, for sure.
Gotta be humble. I don't know, growing up, you know, I'm from Jersey, but my mom's made me go to Harlem and Brooklyn growing up. So my aunt lives in Brooklyn till this day. One of my aunts lives in Harlem till this day. Okay. So I was outside. Yeah. And I'm telling you, like, yo, this, like, I was raised, like, you have to be, like, yeah, you talk your shit, be fly, talk your shit, you know, be confident. But you gotta be humble. Like, you have to be humble, because if you're not humble, like, that shit is just not it. Like, people will get smacked for shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't know. I just feel like it's important to be humble.
Humble, or I would say show humility. Like, you know,
humility, like, show that you have a heart.
Be graceful, be appreciative, but you still have to be super confident to do this, because it's like, it's your art, and it takes a lot to, like, share your feelings with strangers. You don't know how they're gonna take it, and if they don't take it well, you have to have enough intestinal fortitude, enough guts to just be like, you know what, they wasn't liking that. I'm gonna just pick myself up again and try it again. You know what I'm saying? Just keep on going. You gotta keep on pushing. So you do have to have self-confidence, you know, internal bravado, where it's like no one knows that you're being cocky, but you have to bring that to it. But when you're dealing with people, definitely show some humility. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like, exactly. That's what I'm saying. There's a fine line. Like, talk your shit, but just read the room, know the difference. You know, reading the room is important. Like, reading the room is very important. Like, you got to know your people. You got to know your audience. You got to know who you're talking to. And, you know, like you said, at the end of the day, it's entertainment. I feel like as a podcaster, you know, people go on in my YouTube to be entertained, to know about you, artists like you know, any people that I'm talking to. So I feel the same way. I feel like we have a responsibility.
For sure.
But thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Where can we all find you? On Instagram,
everywhere,
social media, all of that?
Everywhere. Book Lighthouse. B-O. You gonna write it, right?
Yes.
All right. Yeah. Book Lighthouse.
It will be linked in the description below.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta start saying like and subscribe this video.
Yeah. Like, share, and subscribe. Word up.
You heard the man. You heard him. I don't even gotta say it. Like, share, subscribe. You already know what time it is. Do not come out of this video without like, sharing, and subscribing, because my algorithm needs it. Okay. I know y'all watching. I need you to like the video.
Yeah. You know,
because I see it on my views.
Because you trying to take the show on the road, and she want to make sure y'all come with us. So, you know, guys, support.
Come on, man.
Entry level, ground level. Let's do it.
Get me monetized so I can give y'all great shows. That's what it's about.
Right.
I need y'all to help me help you.
Facts.
All right. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate you.
Appreciate you as well.
Y'all already know. Another episode, season motherfucking 3. We got Books Lighthouse in the house. We got me, Steph, your host. We got Bugs, Danny, Debbie in the building. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Sabrosa podcast. Like always, love y'all. Can't do this without y'all. We out. Peace.
Yeah. Lighthouse, baby. What we talking about? Yeah. I'm totally arrogant, mean temperament average. I can kick it with master teachers and party with savages. Hustling all my life, I can treat what your habit is. Sons in the game and they don't know who their daddy is. Big life popping, all that little shit flopping. Bitches hella choosy when they see a better option.
Calling on my phone when they men be out of pocket. Headboard hit the wall, sounding like somebody knocking. I'm a vibe, no matter what they advertise. We be getting hella high, looking God in the eye. Shorty from the start told me she a Gemini. She be getting hella fly, booking trips to Dubai. Fly shit only, money never ending. To support the way I spend it, mean I always gotta get it. You only die once, live it up till you finish. From the ending to beginning, y'all can never kill my spirit. Yeah, so what up? You politicking too much. I'm trying to take it to the crib, cause I'm ready to fuck. On my 13th shot, I done had too much. You gon' get this hand dick, and I might not bust, cause these drinks hitting, now my head starts spinning. So the bartender should've known from the beginning. Every time I had a sip, I was heavy with the tip. I swear they probably love me, probably think I'm fucking rich. I'ma give it to this chick the best way I can. My goal for the night for her to tell me I'm the man. If she don't notice how I does it, I'ma make her understand. In the morning on the flight, I'ma hit her when I land. Yeah, Lighthouse, baby.